I am Alice. You are about to listen to one of my stories that will take away your sleep. Warning to the sensitive souls.
As I entered the small town of Wisteria, I felt a sinister presence hovering over me, as if something was watching me from the shadows. The streets were deserted and silent, and even the moon seemed to hide behind the clouds. I had traveled miles to get here, desperately looking for a place to hide. I needed a safe place, away from those who would hunt me down. I had heard of Wisteria before, but I didn't know much about this strange town. However, I was desperate and did not have the luxury of choosing my place of refuge. I found a small wooden house on the edge of town and decided to settle in for the night. It was dilapidated, but that didn't matter. It was better than sleeping in the woods where I was vulnerable to the creatures of the night. I lit a fire in the fireplace, warming myself with the little wood that was left, and then looked for something to eat. The cupboards were empty, but I found a box of cereal and some stale milk. I ate while looking out the window, wondering what had caused the people of this town to leave everything behind. That's when I saw her, a dark figure, floating in the darkness, just at the edge of the moonlight. I was afraid, but I couldn't take my eyes off the strange shape. It seemed to be calling me, drawing me towards it. Without even thinking about it, I left the house to follow it. I found myself in a narrow street, where the buildings on either side seemed to stare at me with their stone eyes. Everything was silent, except for my footsteps that echoed on the pavement. Suddenly I heard a thud, as if something was banging against a wall. My blood ran cold, and I followed the sound to a dilapidated door. I opened it carefully, and there I saw a dark room lit by a candle. A man stood there with his back to me. He wore a long black cloak, and his body was slim and trim. I walked forward slowly, trying not to make any noise, but he heard me and turned around. I saw his face for the first time, and I screamed in terror. His eyes were hollow, his skin pale as death. He had sharp teeth and hair as black as night. He smiled at me, revealing his sharp fangs, and reached out to me.
Thank you for watching this video. I'm Alice, a friend of Jules. He invited me to his channel so that I could share one of my stories with you. If you want to participate, don't hesitate to send your stories. He offered me to write some stories and tell them. I'm passionate about literature and love writing stories, especially scary ones. As he used to say, leave your comments to encourage me at the end of this story. Don't be too hard. I'm just starting out. I need your advice and support to improve. If you like the story that follows, help me share it with others by leaving a like and sharing the video. If you also like to write stories, please do so in the comments and I will post the most interesting ones. Don't forget to subscribe to receive new stories. Without further ado, here is my story.